Alright guys, so getting on to gaming topics. Buyer beware. There's a fake NES Classic found.
Well, is it like just one or is it like multiples?
Well, it came up on AliExpress, which is a Chinese-based online store.
Like
and
importer?
we're talking NES Classic, not
SNES.
Not
Classic.
SNES Classic. Well, it could actually happen to that as well.
I think there's been like fakes before, but this is the most like realistic looking one.
Yeah.
And there's like tells that you can tell that it's not legitimate. Like the logo's rough, it's discolored slightly.
The buttons are different colored, right?
No, it's the buttons not different colored, but there's like a ridge around the A and B buttons that's not on the actual controller. And like the menu screen, you can fit 4 games on the screen at once. Like when you're switching between the games on the actual one, but 5 on the fake one.
And it looks like they're selling it for around $70-$80.
So it's like a too good to be true kind of thing.
Right, so they're baiting you to buy it.
Yeah.
So are they baiting you to buy it at the regular price, or are they baiting you to buy it at the higher price?
It's above the regular price, but it's underneath the high price that the
like
NES Classic sells for.
Right. So it's not like $200. It's like $100 or $80. Trouble is, I couldn't find anything that says that this thing doesn't actually work.
It works.
I think there was a link in that NeoGAF posting.
So like it works. Yeah. Like you could play the games.
But basically, what it is, it's
so if you're not a collector and you just want to get it for the nostalgia,
you could get it
Or
cheap.
just play the games.
It's Raspberry Pi. You can just get emulators.
Well, that's the thing, because you can get a Raspberry Pi and put it all together yourself, and you're still gonna save a bunch of money. So for someone to make one and pretend it's the NES Classic, when they could be putting the whole entire NES and SNES, and probably even...
Well, they've done that. They have machines that can do that already.
Yeah, but I mean, they're only putting on the 30 games, and they're gonna sell it for the price. So it's like you're kind of getting gypped if you go after that. When you can go on other sites that'll custom make a Raspberry Pi with an actual NES shell or an SNES shell for you, have all the Super Nintendo games, Nintendo games, and whatever else you want on it, Sega, whatever, and then that will run you about $150. But I mean, when you look at it, and you're only going to spend, was it like $80, $100 or something
like that? Yeah.
You might as well go the full blown and do that. But the point of this is, it's just, as a collector, it sucks because if you see something like this, because the box looked legit. Like if you're just looking pictures at it, you're gonna be like, that box is legit. So you go out, you buy it, you get it, and then you find out it's not the real deal. I mean, if you don't know what it, because if you were looking for one for a long time and you finally get it, you never played one before, you might actually
think it's
real for a little while. And some people might actually just buy it and leave it in the box.
I almost feel like Nintendo...
Exactly.
And they'll never know.
And that's the problem, too.
I almost feel like Nintendo will eventually just shut it down. Like I have a feeling... Like
I don't know if they can do much
out that it is.
Against people in China.
Look, it's China. And China, why are you so crazy? You're always the ones to make these things happen, and you just create these problems.
I thought you were gonna go into like a poem or something.
Yeah. I make a haiku.
Where are they? What sites are you seeing these fakes on? Is it
the only one? Or? Well, the first one this that went up with this specific one was AliExpress.
It's like Chinese eBay.
Like an eBay importer kind of thing.
Gotcha.
I think the listing was taken down, but
or it disappeared. It vanished, if you will. But I mean, what do you guys think of this? It's something. I mean, it's not uncommon, but people have been known to be like, okay, hey, this is why try to find this for $300 when I have all these games for you on this that looks similar.
Yeah.
But I mean, like Jonah made up the good point, is someone like a collector like myself might buy something like that and not open it.
Yeah.
Have it on your shelf, and then years later you go to sell it, and then someone's like, what are you trying to do?
Are you sure yours is not a fake?
I'm positive.
Are you sure?
HIV
How do you
positive.
know until you open it up and make sure that it's not fake?
That is a trick, young man.
Right here on YouTube.
I am not going to fall for it. It's probably just a brick inside.
I mean, we need
visual
context.
confirmation.
Yeah, we need to make sure that you have the right one.
Yeah.
Otherwise, all the stories that you've told have all been for nothing.
That's not
all
true.
We've got some views out of it.
You're lying. So, yeah, but it's just one of those things where this was the most realistic looking one, and who knows? I mean, it could happen with the SNES. That's going to be something that's going to be well sorted out and some people could be passing off fake ones, and that'll suck.
That might be hard though. Don't they have like the Star Fox game and
Star Fox 2?
All that
well, there
stuff,
are
like,
repos of Star Fox 2.
Well,
but it's not a full game.
Are
but
they?
yeah,
Are they
right.
not? Yeah,
They're the ROMs.
They're the ROMs. They're not complete. However,
This will be a complete
no one's
version.
played Star Fox 2 yet, so they could throw up fake pre-orders with the box, and people won't get it. Because 3D printers can print anything almost identical to their true life form. So, and these are classic minis, so they're not the actual full size, so they can make it look almost 98% just like it.
Yeah.
And you might not know what you have till it's too late.
Yeah, that's probably your best bet. Is probably going to be like, wait. If you see something like that out there, you're better off just waiting until you can see it on like an actual retailer site. Like
buy from a reputable dealer.
Stick to something you know. eBay is gonna hike up the prices. You don't know what you're getting.
eBay has a guarantee though, so if you do get gypped, you can get some kind of
There's a purge clause, which means you're allowed to go kill the seller.
Huh?
And there will be no reproduction.
I thought you were gonna say something legit. Actually,
yeah. I was like, what?
There's a purge clause.
I had to be like, wait a second. There's no.
All laws. All laws don't matter anymore.
If they wrong you, you're in your rights to kill them
or do whatever you want. That's it. So
that's messed up.
Seller beware.
I don't know if I get gypped on eBay. I feel like that's a fair clause to have.
No, I mean, look, you run the risk. It really is buyers.
Seller beware. Sell me shit, I'm gonna come after you.
It's the buyer. The buyer.
Seller beware.
Nope.
I think Carmine's looking to see if they're in stock yet.
I'm actually looking at the NES Classic. I was starting to think about this the other day. Like, you figure eventually what's going to happen with like even the NES Classics is that there's going to be some people that bought them for like their kids or something like that, or they bought them for themselves and they thought they were going to play it more. And I feel like eventually they're going to start doing trade-ins at GameStop. Mm-hmm. So a part of me feels like even if you want to get the NES Classic just to play and not necessarily like, collect and hold it and hoard it like John's going to do.
I would get one more to play. That's what I want.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
that's what I want.
I'm almost expecting, like, that's why I was trying to see if there was anything on GameStop. It doesn't look like there is. But
wasn't there a trade-in value of like only $22 for the thing?
There might be.
Yeah, but like a grandparent might be like, oh, let's turn it back in because they don't really
that's
know
the thing.
the market.
I used to get that all the time when I worked at
GameStop.
GameStop.
Turn stuff in. They just
no, they do.
They
totally do. And then the next day they come back and they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't want to trade that in. I didn't know that they didn't want this anymore." And I'm like, "Oh my god."
Too bad, old man.
You signed it. It's mine now.
Well, I have it. One for sale for $60.
Yeah. Usually, I mean, the GameStop's pretty good about that. If it's really like a situation, they'll actually reverse the trade for you.
It's a situation.
It's a situation.
But
like my situation where I traded in 100% of all my Xbox 360 games and system
because Xbox pissed you off.
That's right.
And then they rectified themselves, and I want all your stuff back.
Well, I mean, honestly, all those 360 games he had probably at the time probably work on the Xbox One now.
Probably.
I know.
They have all the backwards compatibility. There's a lot of games on there at this point.
I wish we did make a video of that because that would have been funny.
But you know what was good though? Like a lot of that, I actually got a lot of store credit for that.
Yeah,
shit.
you got enough to buy the system, right?
Basically,
I bought a PS4.
He traded in his entire Xbox, everything.
Library.
You had Guitar Hero, the whole set.
Dude, I had everything.
Or Rock Band. Which one had the whole?
I had games that would wrap around this room. That's how many games I had.
Yeah, and then you just kept the good ones though, the collectibles, I think. Or did you not?
No, I got rid of all.
Yeah, he was just full on.
There's like a game worth like $7,000 in Xbox 360.
Now mind everybody.
I actually got rid of one of those games that I got rid of for my 64 was pretty like Conker's Bad Fur Day, but I gave that to a friend.
You're an idiot.
Never saw it again.
Full-fledged idiot.
I didn't know anything back then.
You kept the boxes though, so at least I have those.
Well, that's because I forgot I put them in that box.
That was good though. When we found those, so now I have to collect all the games again.
Oh, John.
Pay overprice for them just to get them and put them back in the box.
You know, I found that Conker's Bad Fur Day in a discount bin in Blockbuster.
You didn't even keep the manuals. You gave them the game, the manuals, and you kept the box.
So trade credit right now for the NES Classic, if you have one, is only $22 trade credit. $17.60 for cash.
We have one. We could turn that in for $22.
But what I'm saying is that eventually, if they raise up, If they raise up the trade value, I really do feel like eventually, like a year or two from now, people will it'll be like, oh, I don't use this anymore, and try and trade it back for money or whatever the case may be.
Well, that was like the lady that was 2 steps ahead of me to get in line.
Yeah, like she might. Yeah,
and I offered her money. I was like, hey, listen, I'll give you. She's like, no, this is for my son. I'm like, will your son appreciate this gift?
He'll open it. Don't let him open it.
He'll open it. He'll get this dirty little grimy hands all over
Cheetos
it.
and touches the controller.
I honestly think, I do think it will be like that. It was a gift for a kid or whatever. They're gonna play it. They're gonna get older, go to college, whatever, and start trading.
So you think 5 years down the line, they're gonna? You might start finding
some legitimate pre-owned ones from something like GameStop.
They're gonna find a landfill somewhere in Arizona and uncover 50 million.
Well, here's a question for you: will that ever downgrade the price?
Yeah,
like momentarily.
If you start finding a decent amount of them out in the wild, as you like to say, John.
Yes,
in the wild. You mean the landfill?
When you
next
start,
to the ET games.
When they start becoming more available, even from a pre-owned standard, it's going to knock the value down to anything.
Yeah. See, I don't know though. See, if they're trading them back in with the box included, that's one thing. But if they're just
it's going to be like a general.
I don't think the price is really going to do that much because it's
maybe not.
I think if it's sealed,
still going to be a collector's
as long as
item.
it's still sealed.
Yeah, if it's sealed, I think that price will be
But you say, I doubt anyone in their right mind would trade in a sealed NES Classic to GameStop.
No, you're not going to get that, though. Like, that's the thing. You're not going to get
I'll
that.
take my $22.
Like, I think, like, right now...
A lot of people aren't going to know. Like we're talking people that understand, like, the value of this system or the Super NES Classic when it comes out. We understand the value. We understand what this system is. There's a lot of people out there, there's a lot of kids out there now that are going to be like, oh, well, I don't really play it anymore. Can we just take it back to GameStop? There's a new Call of Duty I want to put it towards it. Like, there's going to be that. It's going to happen.
It's good value
It's
there.
definitely going to happen.
So, like, I think if you wait long enough, eventually you might get at least a pre-owned one that's probably going to be in good condition. I mean, the console, the mechanics of it.
Do you see what kids
like,
do their toys these days?
But,
no,
I don't want to.
Like I said,
yes.
It's not going to be every situation. But I do think that you will start to be able to find them if you want to find one just to play. Eventually.
Hear that, Jonah?
Years.
I didn't.
Buck up, buckaroo.
Because it's like GameStop now. Where do they find all these retro consoles that they're selling?
Well,
they do the trade-in thing.
They're pretty much buying in bulk, and then the problem is, though, GameStop doesn't know what they have because a lot of people were getting
they do.
reproductions.
What do you mean they don't know what they have?
Because when, for a while there, like Xenoblade...
People like him work at GameStop.
He worked at GameStop.
But like when Xenoblade Chronicles for the Wii came out, it was a GameStop exclusive for a long time. That was a really rare game. And then one year, just a ton of them started coming to the store at like $50-$60 like a pop. That was well above, I think, what even the original retail price was for this game.
Yeah.
So like they somewhere in GameStop there is a vault of like probably NES Classic and stuff like that. That if they really wanted to release, they probably could, but they will probably wait for the opportune time to be like, hey, our numbers are down. Let's make sure that we get the rest of these NES Classics out. We're going to put them with bundles and, throw a bunch of Mario socks and doohickeys.
I remember crap you don't need.
So I think that they do, like, there is like a rainy day vault in GameStop somewhere. Like, I'm almost 100% positive.
I got one of those in my basement.
Because they did that for Xenoblade Chronicles. There was also the Metroid Prime trilogy, which was like, really rare for a period of time.
It's like Disney. Every so often they just open their vault. Hey, buy this limited edition Cinderella for $800.
The reprint is in a plastic case, though. The original is in like a steel book.
Yeah, and then there's like the Mario All Stars game and stuff like that for the Nintendo Wii that was really rare.
Have that too.
You have it sealed?
Yes.
It's probably worth a decent amount. Because that was a limited run.
I know what I got. I ain't no fool. I am GameStop's fault.
Make sure you keep away from John, or John might come for it.
I'm GameStop.
John, I know where you live. Yeah, I know what times you're not home, like on a Tuesday.
So
I read a list of your fears.
I really do think that if you waited long enough, you might eventually see more NES Classics.
I'll start camping out right now.
Either like pre-owned, like I said, you may start seeing them pre-owned, or in one day, like I said, GameStop or another retailer, like, oh my goodness, we just happened to find all these Nintendo Classics just sitting in a corner somewhere.
We killed all the scalpers and
I can't believe this is here. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Surprise. Surprise noises.
We never checked that closet. There they were.
So I don't know. It's just from my experience, I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing it. Like I said, but I mean, for like me, like if I could find a pre-owned one from GameStop and an NES Classic, I'll get it. Like I want to play it. I want to play it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't want to necessarily keep it in a
Well,
box.
my next one is a used one. Just I don't
just
care
so
if
I can play
it's
with it.
boxed or not. Just to play it.
What if you get another sealed one? Just not,
That's awesome.
not open it.
I would
keep it
judge
close.
wisely of which one to open.
Comes your rainy day.
You just
fun.
keep getting the sealed ones until you get a pre-owned. Like someday I'll find one that's open already.
That's my
'Cause
next.
I can't put that on my soul to open it.
That's my next dilemma. I can't find an
Because
open
you never,
one.
It's not
you
my
never
sin.
know. Like 20 years from now, you go back and it's like, it's worth $20,000 sealed. Like, oh my God, what did I do?
You see that little Johnny? You can go to college. You can stop digging holes now.
You think you're having
Gonna
sons.
get you an education. So, but yeah, on to the topic of being, them making reproduction models of these things.
Dick move.
All along with
Straight
putting
up.
lead in baby toys and
Like-
trying to
like-
overthrow the world.
Yeah,
Right up there.
Yeah,
You know, it'd be
straight up
fine. It'd be fine if they weren't passing it off as an official Nintendo product.
No, it's like when people make reproduction carts of games of old
as long as you
talking
say
of Super Nintendo games.
yeah,
like,
as long as
like
you say
Earthbound.
it's a repro, then that's fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's people that even have like fake versions of the cartridges out there too that they try to resell.
Well, that's reproduction. That's what I was
Yeah.
saying. Like GameStop didn't know what they have because with that whole retro thing that they have, they were actually giving people would trade
More like
in.
fake ones.
They would buy real ones and then switch out the chip in the carts
Yeah.
with reproduction carts and sell back to GameStop. But they had no idea it was fake, so they don't know what
sounds
they were
about
doing.
right.
And then someone would order an Earthbound, pay the full price for the Earthbound, and then find it and then realize it was a reproduction card.
Yeah, because what happens with the retro games, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think anything changed as of now. But if they do take trades back, I'm assuming they just go right out to the warehouse so they can verify all that stuff.
I think they are starting to do that, but it's been a number of a year.
They
or
have to
two
be
now?
very careful now because, especially like Nintendo consoles, I'm pretty sure unless something changed that you have to send all the Nintendo consoles back to the warehouse for one specific reason. And it was because at one point during holiday, they sold a pre-owned 3DS to a kid that actually had tons of porn files on it. And after that, after they probably just wrote the parents and the kid a blank check and gave them all this free stuff.
Keep your mouth shut. It's never happened.
That's a win-win.
After that
Kid got
event-
some free porn and a whole lot of money.
after that event, every Nintendo console that came in and got traded had to go back to the warehouse and be refurbished.
Get wiped.
You couldn't resell it right there and then.
But like not any PlayStation or Xbox consoles.
No.
So until something bad happens with them.
I guess.
So one of us could be the lucky.
Yeah. You get the golden ticket in that sense.
So, all right,
What
guys.
are you going to do to help me? How much does this mean to you that it doesn't meet Facebook?
But, but guys, what do you think of all these reproduction systems, and this one in particular?
The fakeness.
The fake NES, exactly. So, I mean, it's one of those things that it's going to be an ongoing thing as technology gets better. 3D printers, people can make things look really, really real.
Yep.
But just be careful. That's all I can say.
At that point, why buy anything? Just 3D print food and live in your house forever.
You
There
probably
you
need
go.
to buy the material to 3D print.
No, it just materializes. It's
Just
Star
paper
Trek
towels.
technology.
Yeah.
It's magic.
Yeah.
Space magic.
So, guys, leave comments down below if you ever ran into a reproduction cart that you thought was real, a reproduction system you thought was real, or porn on your 3DS.
Or if you ever found something, had it for like 7 years, and like, this is really rare, but it's not because it's fake.
Yeah.
That would be disappointing.
I want to hear those stories. I'm really interested in
I'm
those
more
stories.
interested about the porn on the console stories.
I want my blank check and porn.